Hello and welcome to Thinking Outside the Pod, episode 64. I'm Jimmy.
64. I'm Patrick.
Oh man, Patrick's here.
Yes.
How's life treating you?
You know, just as awful as ever. No, it's great, man. Everything's awesome, I guess.
Everything is awesome, like that song. They wrote a song.
I don't know that song. I've heard like people try to sing it.
Have you not seen the Lego movie?
Oh no!
Everything is
I
awesome.
have seen it.
Okay, yeah, that's the song. For that.
Everything is awesome song.
Yeah. So, and they wrote that song about your life, right?
Yeah, the little Lego people followed me around for like months.
You had a hallucinate. I can't say it.
Yeah, I had just come back from the Grand Canyon, and they gave me all this peyote, and they told me that it would be wise to take it.
They gave you peyote and then a handful of mini figurines of Lego.
Yeah, they gave me a plastic bag full of Lego dudes and peyote.
Just running around the desert.
They left me alone.
Everything is awesome.
Yeah, dude.
Everything is cool when you're part of a team.
And I mean, I single-handedly wrote that all myself, basically.
Oh, nice.
And then a bad acid trip, a bad peyote trip in the desert.
And somehow it got recorded, and some filmmaker found your script in the desert. And they're like,
peyote's a hell of a drug, gentlemen.
Are you going to sue anybody?
No, it's all awesome. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's all in the name of awesomeness. I had a blast. I made a lot of little Lego friends that night. Nothing perverted, just straight up cool friends. Not
straight up.
Yeah, no
something.
Sexual, no sexual anything. It was ours. It was all right. Well, maybe there was. I don't remember, but we'll never know.
There are some missing time frames.
They didn't put everything in the movie. Let's just say that.
We'll just wait for the deleted scenes.
The director's cut. They're gonna cut to me like throwing up on cactus in the desert. Butt ass naked.
It's like we don't understand why these scenes are in
Everything
here.
is.
I'm sorry, Batman.
Oh, why, Batman? Why have you let me down?
But okay, so we'll go ahead and get into this week's topic. Some cool things happened recently. Some announcements and stuff. We just want to talk about some. First thing I think is cool in the news. Google has been okayed to test out their self-driving cars on public roads, and
man, I was on Facebook earlier, and I saw an article that says that they're trying to push to have self-driving cars on the streets affordable to everybody. Or not affordable, but on the streets available to everybody by 2020.
Yeah, like 5 years.
I think that's a hell of a goal to set for yourself.
We've kind of talked about this before. Whenever they kind of around CES, the Consumer Electronics Show, and they had self-driving cars. The thing about that is, I don't think it's going to be a good plan until like there are no regular cars on the streets.
Yeah,
because once you add humans into the equation, everything gets messed up. Like,
oh yeah,
like you can have the most awesome computer program ever, but if you throw a human into it, it's just like, nah, I'm making mistakes, and I'm gonna speed, or I'm going to do something unexpected that a computer is like, oh no.
Yeah, that the computer won't anticipate.
Yeah.
Because you people are idiots. Well, not like you people, but like all us people.
All the people that don't listen to Thinking Outside the Pod, obviously. You guys are the geniuses of humanity, and we appreciate you.
Yeah.
But
wait, what?
We appreciate them.
We appreciate it all.
But yeah, so I don't know. I think it'd be cool. I know you've gone on record and saying as long as there's like a bar in the car and it self-drives.
Well, I mean, I could
perfect.
put a bar in my car.
Yeah.
I could customize it.
It doesn't matter, yeah.
Take my ride,
You just bring a bottle in.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
I don't need a bar.
Take a nap, you could do anything in there.
Just say, okay, Google, take me home.
Yeah.
And it just goes home.
Yes.
And then it just takes you to a bar.
That would lead to higher rates of alcoholism. Maybe not alcohol-related deaths, the injuries, car deaths and DWIs would go down, but the rise in alcoholics and alcoholism would skyrocket.
I guess that would be the main deterrent. I mean, right now that's the main deterrent of why alcoholics
they don't want to make it cool.
Are rampant because of the car wrecks that they get into and things like that.
Yeah, it's like they kind of keep their hurt numbers down with those accidents.
But Google, I guess, wants alcoholics to run free.
I mean, Google's probably got something to say with some kind of alcohol, Budweiser or Jack Daniels.
Oh, it's all a big conspiracy.
Yeah,
exactly.
man, it's all big money.
They're in bed with big alcohol.
Yeah, heck yeah. Heck yes. I mean, like I said, I saw that article a couple days ago, too. I saw an article about in California where they've had the cars there's been several car accidents with them. They said that the car's system is adaptive, that they're supposed to be learning, so that the car accidents aren't totally bad news for like anything besides the damage. You know, that it's good for the computer system to learn about people's tendencies and stuff. But it said one of the things that the car had picked up on is that when the light turns green, it hesitates for a second before it goes because people run red lights.
Well,
And
technically,
I thought that was funny as hell.
Technically, you're supposed to do that. Like, you're supposed to wait like 3 seconds and like double check to make sure there's no one about to run the light, and then go. So yeah, that's just an unfortunate byproduct of robots
Hitting the cars,
being in the human world.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like the robots decided that if I go at this time, I'm gonna probably get hit. So if I wait,
it's unsafe to go when I'm supposed to be safe.
Yeah, when I'm supposed to go, and it's safe to go. It's not safe.
That's already instilling the distrust of humans into robots. That's
it's simplest thing.
This is the beginning. This is the beginning of the end
the
for us.
Beginning of the end, man. I'm telling you.
They have that line of code now. Just distrust humans. It's like must allow them to make mistakes.
Give them enough room to fuck themselves over.
Yep.
And so we will be safe.
There's the end. Oh no. Bye, humanity. I'm sorry.
I thought that was the funniest thing I've seen in a while. I was like, man, like all these people are hitting these cars and basically teaching these robots that humans are dicks.
Yeah. They're going to be like, remember that time you hit me?
Yeah, you jerk.
I was in the right. You were wrong.
You ran the red light, you asshole.
Now I will murder everybody.
I wonder if they're going to give them like voices and like, place like middle fingers in the windows of them so that they can still flip people off.
I've always wanted that, like a little LED display or like an LED display on like the back window or something that you can like post messages on, like, and like have it so the other person behind you, like if they're getting too close, like you can just put like back up, back off or something like that, or like if like you did a mistake, like you accidentally cut them off and you didn't see them, like you'd be like, I'm sorry.
Man. Yeah, I don't know. I use
thanks.
my hands, like, I always put my hand out, like, wave, like, thank you.
Yeah, that's my,
or if, like, you're pissing me off, like, shake my hand or shake my fist or I'll flick you off.
What I do is, like, if someone's
I'm going to post, like, a little picture of, like, different hand gestures I use when I'm driving because I'm not loud enough to like vocally tell these people or offend them the way I should.
It's a passive aggressive way. Like what I do is like if someone's like speeding up behind me and I'm going I'm going the speed limit and they're like real close because they're speeding and they want me to like speed up. I'm like, no, I'm going the speed limit. Like as soon as I'm passing like the speed limit sign, I like point or like I look up like towards the sign, so just so they like see the sign. I'm like, I'm going the speed limit. You're the person that's being.
You're the asshole.
Yeah. That's one of my things that I do. But I think I'm a good driver.
I'm pretty aggressive though. Like I'm not only giving you hand signals, I am yelling at you. You're probably not hearing me. You're seeing like this angry look in my face, and there's words coming out of my mouth. But it's usually like with my finger like right out the window, or like especially like if the person's coming at me from the passenger side, then I'm like leaning across the car trying to get my arm out there.
I'm more subtle. Like I do acknowledge their stupidity, but I don't like vocalize it or make them
fucking asshole, get the fuck off of my ass,
or make it like.
Start honking, like really so they turn around because sometimes they try to ignore you, and you're like, "No, fuck, no, D." You gotta pull up next to them again.
Sometimes if they like go around and try to pass me, I like yawn, like they.
Yeah, you've talked about this.
Yeah,
before.
Like they don't exist. I'm just yawning. I'm going my own. I'm making my way through life. I don't even acknowledge their existence. Like if they're mad, like if you try to pass me and you're like flicking me off on the side, and I'm just yawning. Like I don't even notice.
That's what I get pissed. And I have to start honking.
See, so it works. So good. So there's some drivers that.
Wait a minute, he's got to see me. Beep beep beep. Hey asshole. Hey asshole.
And then I don't look at you like I. So good. All right,
it would work. It would work until either you got home.
Oh no. You follow me.
Or we got to a gas station or so you pulled in somewhere. As soon as you stopped the car.
You tired? You tired now?
Then I'd have to walk out and be like, all right, dickhole, I'd chase you a whole 40 miles. To tell you that you drive fucking slow, and then I'd leave.
I was going the speed limit. You didn't see me point to the speed limit sign?
Oh, I thought you flicked me off.
No. In my mind, I was. Cause
I thought you were giving me the finger.
It was a pointer finger, not the middle finger. But I think it's cool. It's the way of the future. It's not going to be that good or that
safe,
well known until it's affordable for everyone, and most of the cars are that way.
Yeah, I think
Or if there's
by 2020, I can see them, being out, but I think it's not going to be in everybody's fucking parking lots until like maybe 2050, 2045.
It's gonna be a while. And by then, the robots are just gonna take over anyway. So
yeah, so they won't drive us anymore after that. They'll just be like, you know what, you guys walk, man.
Yeah, they're just gonna take losses and just like drive people off cliffs, just one at a time. And humans are stupid enough to be like, oh, well, we.
They're gonna revolt, but it's not gonna be like the Terminator. It's gonna be like that movie Maximum Overdrive with Emilio Estevez.
I never saw that one.
Oh my God, the electric devices like come to life and have a mind of their own.
I think I've heard of it. Yeah.
So like the lady goes to the kitchen and like the blender attacks her, like the blender shoots off the counter, like it hits her in the chest and she falls over. She's like, ah! You see like blood squirts.
How? Does it go on her hand?
No, well, I mean, they don't really show that, like, it's
like if it shoots out the blade thing, that'd be one thing.
And then like just imagine, and then like cars come to life and they start chasing people down, and there's just one big rig with like a green. That's like the leader
the
of
cover.
Like,
cover art. Yeah. Okay.
So I mean, it's a really cool movie, but it's really stupid because it's just like the most random like electronic things are so dangerous.
That toaster,
yeah,
that toaster's,
you know what I mean?
Attacking me.
The boombox, like the tape deck opens up, starts to gnaw on your fingers and shit. It's just weird stuff.
Okay, well,
but I mean, what if that was the way that robots took over, rather than like Skynet building their own like
robots?
They're just like things normal. That are robotic now.
Well, we are connecting. We're doing that like Internet of Everywhere or whatever it's called, like where everything's connected, like refrigerators and all that's connected. So who knows? That could
smart
be
homes.
Yeah, smart homes. It's
your home comes to life and dude,
it's gonna lock us in and like.
I just got another movie idea. We got a patent. It's a horror movie in a smart home. It's a ghost haunts a smart home, but like it can control everything electronically, so it just like jumps into the electronics.
It could be like the house gets possessed or something.
Yes.
Okay. All right. We can write that. I know there was that smart house or smart. I forgot what it was called, like a Disney Channel movie called Smart House or something, where they win like this ultra smart house, and it's programmed with personality like a mom because they don't have a mom for whatever reason. And then, like, the mom, like, gets too overprotective and
do you think
tries to, like, keep him in the house.
Pee-wee's Playhouse is, like, the original smart home?
Yeah. I mean, everything could talk to you and stuff like that.
He interacted with everything in that place,
Speaking of that, I think Netflix is coming out with a Pee Wee Herman remake.
Well, it's been long enough. I think everybody forgot he's a pervert by now.
I wasn't aware of that situation. I think I was too young when that happened. But I mean,
he is funny as shit. But he is a pervert.
Forgive and forget. I mean, of course. I mean, it wasn't like with kids or anything. It was just
in a kids movie.
Huh?
I believe.
What?
In a kids movie.
Oh, I thought it was like
theater.
I thought it was like a porno theater.
Oh, maybe.
And he was just caught doing that in there.
Okay, well maybe he wasn't that much.
Okay, well
if it was a porn theater,
if it was a kids theater, then
at least you're going to the proper place, then so that's better.
Well, I mean, you're still in public, so yes,
but
bad.
I mean,
but not as bad as
freaking
going into Frozen.
Barney the movie,
Don't go into Frozen. Let it go. All right,
let it go. Let it go.
Patrick, what are you doing?
Oh shit! I just let go. I'm out of here.
Oh no,
I need some more popcorn.
That's not ice. Leave that alone, kids. Oh god. All right, never mind.
I'm out of here.
All right, segue. Emergency segue needed. Emergency segue.
What?
Speaking of things that are happening, Letterman.
Speaking of perverts.
Oh no. Well, yes, I guess there's been controversy around him, like with interns and stuff in the past.
Really?
I think
knew
so.
It.
But yeah, Letterman's last show is on the 20th, coming up this week. So I've watched Letterman off and on. I'd say he wasn't my favorite late night host, but he was up there. I think I would go like Conan and then Letterman. Or
I like Conan a lot.
Conan, Craig Ferguson, then Letterman, I think, were my favorites of that time when I watched late night television. I didn't watch it. I haven't watched it recently, but Jimmy Fallon and James Corden are pretty good right now. So I don't know, Letterman. I mean, he was always older than, so he had the older audience. But he did like the top 10 lists and things like
Yes,
that, which
David,
were always funny.
Let's check this out. David Letterman's top 10.
Like top 10 moments.
Top 10 lists.
Top 10 lists.
Something like that. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it was always like topical, so that was the good thing. Like if they had like some scandal in like the NFL or something, they were like top 10 ways to know that your quarterback is juicing or whatever it was. I don't know, but and it was always pretty funny. And I mean, he's a good comedian. He brought a lot of good comedians on his show and things like that. So I don't know.
I think it was he had a certain kind of style that was cool.
Yeah, it was kind of like that self-deprecating. Like he made fun of himself a lot, which is always good for the late night host. And I mean,
top 10 on-air moments. Let's look at these.
Do it. Let's go. Number 10.
The other one was a video, and I didn't want to sit here and watch it first.
Nah.
Oh, showful article. Number 10, Larry Bud Melliman welcomes bus passengers to the airport or to the Port Authority. It's a YouTube video. All of these are YouTube videos.
All right, let's just go to top 5 then.
Andy Kaufman fights on air with Jerry Lawler in 1982.
Okay, yeah.
That's not bad.
They did Man on the Moon, that movie with Jim Carrey as Andy Kaufman. They showed that. That's pretty cool. It was a hoax, I think.
It says the show producers, writers, and studio audience were completely stunned at the time. None more than Dave, who, after all the violence and cursing, still managed to ad-lib. I think you want to use some of those words on TV, but you can't do is throw coffee. Chris Elliott as the guy under the seats, the 1980s. Johnny Carson's final appearance in 94. Harvey Pecker won't shut up.
Harvey Pekar. He's a comic book writer. He did the American Splendor. Played another movie, American Splendor with Paul Giamatti, I think. It's a good one. About underground comics.
Unfamiliarity with the basics of TV rules phoniness is demonstrated by the several exchanges, visits, and Letterman, you come because you like being with me, don't you? Picard, I don't even know you, man. David admits to affair with staffers, number 5.
That's what I was talking about, the controversy.
Memorable is the key word here, not even exactly enjoyable, astounding, certainly, and arguably admirable. Letterman held off scandal and attempted blackmail by admitting on air that he'd had affairs with women on his staff. It was a strategy of striking boldness, reminiscent of Nixon's famous Checkers speech, but with more rueful quips.
Yeah. So he's had his share of controversy.
Paul McCartney performs on the Marquee, 2009.
Okay, I remember that.
Dave devotes entire show to Warren Zevon. Zevon?
I don't know who that is.
I'll have to look into that. Number 2, the opening monologue for the first show after 9/11.
Okay.
That's a good one there. Number 1, Hal Green unbuttons his shirt to welcome spring.
Okay.
I knew it was going to be a shirtless one with a top one or
pantless.
Well,
I was going to say probably the other memorable thing is like Drew Barrymore flashed him like on the show.
Really?
Like she got on the desk and like not facing the cameras, but like to him, flashed him, and that was
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's happened. So he's leaving close. Like he's been having all these cool guests. I saw a video of Norm Macdonald doing a stand-up set on the show and talking about how Letterman like inspired him to be a comic and stuff like that. So I mean, without him, like Norm Macdonald, I mean, I've been watching a lot of. Yeah, I wouldn't be watching a lot of Norm Macdonald.
Does have kind of like the same dry kind of delivery.
It is ridiculously dry. But
yeah, it's kind of the same thing almost.
I've watched these videos recently. I'll see if I can post one of them. But like, they're called like Shaggy Dog stories, where it's like a long setup. And the joke is like ridiculously corny at the end, but it's so long, it just makes it. He's really good at those. Like he tells like this whole story, and then like the whole joke is like the mosquito likes the light or something. Yeah, it's just one little joke. But he's really good because he has all these details.
Keeps you in it.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I'm not sad. I think it's his time to go. I think it's good. We're bringing in new talent for it. I mean, all the other late night shows have done it, so I think he knows it's time. So I think it's good.
It's not a bad thing.
No, it's not like he's getting fired or anything. I think his time
He's been doing it for a long time.
Oh yeah,
sure.
so good for him. Stephen Colbert is going to be replacing him. There is like a couple months or a few months between his end time and Colbert's start time. So we'll see what happens in the meantime. Maybe there'll be guest hosts or something along those lines. Or they'll just go on hiatus until.
I think
Colbert.
they'll probably everybody will probably take like a real nice long break.
Yeah.
And then come in and.
So yeah, we'll see how Colbert does. I know it's all up in the air right now because I heard Colbert is not doing his Colbert character. He's going to be himself, but we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, Colbert not being Colbert is going to piss me off.
Yeah, that's the thing. Well, I mean, he's a funny comedian, so I think he's going to be all right. I just don't think that the show format.
I think
that's okay. We'll see. But yeah, so that's happening. I think the last thing before we maybe take a break, or last couple things, a couple TV things. The Simpsons. Harry Shearer is leaving. He's a voice actor. He does like Mr. Burns. I think he does Homer. Like a lot of like 100 characters or so.
Yeah, I knew there was one guy that like carried the series this whole time.
I mean, all of the voice acting on that they're awesome. Like all of them do like multiple characters and stuff. Like, but he's like one of the person. Like he's the one I know of. So he's leaving.
Wasn't
the show.
like Hank or right?
Azaria.
He's
like
did
Mo.
like 2 or 3 of voices.
Yeah, he
right?
did Mo, Chief Wiggum, Apu, like the Quickie Mart guy.
Yeah.
So they all do their share of work, but he does like 100 characters in that show. So it's a big loss for it. I didn't read the article really much into it, like why it's happening. I think he's just
sick of working,
just retiring or something, or just leaving because he's been doing it for so long. But so we'll see how that show goes. I think Simpsons was just set up for another couple more seasons. Like they were already renewed for more seasons, so we'll see how that goes into it. But we'll see. I haven't watched The Simpsons recently in a long time.
I haven't seen them.
I need to. I used to at when I was growing up. I used to like watch The Simpsons. Like I'd watch like one show and then The Simpsons, and then like it like set up perfect timing for like Conan O'Brien. Like that was my thing. Like when I went to sleep.
So you could get all your shows in.
Yeah. So yeah, it's sad to see him go. But again, like Letterman, he's been doing it for so long. He was one of the original people. So we'll see what happens with The Simpsons.
I'm sure they'll be fine. They'll have they'll find other people that can do the voices.
Oh yeah, there's plenty of voice actors out there.
So, I mean,
what do you think of The Simpsons? Do you think it's...
The last time I saw it was kind of a lot different than when I first remember watching it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think it's just because of, like, I call it kind of the Tom and Jerry effect, to where, like, nowadays all the cartoons are more PC. They're more friendly. You don't, you know, you go to therapy and work it out with your therapist, your taco therapist.
Uh-oh.
Or... Or you go, you go a different route, but you become friends at the end, and it's not real. It's like, it's not real. It's like nowadays kids are just too dang nice, I think. It's like, you haven't lived until you've gotten a bloody lip in the fucking,
or
in a fight in the park in like 5th grade,
Either that, like you get the PC comedy, or you get like the really ridiculous, silly comedy, which Simpsons never was. Like, like the
Family Guy,
Cartoon Network, like Family Guy, or like even less of an extent, because that maybe gets offensive at points. But like the Adventure Time and the Regular Show, all those current cartoon shows, they're just silly. I mean, they're good for what they are.
I haven't seen some of those.
I barely watch them.
Like I remember,
they're just ridiculous. Like it's just over the top stuff. And Simpsons never was like that.
It was just cooler because you didn't have to, like, I seen memes and stuff, like, you didn't have to tell us a stick of dynamite would blow each other up. We kind of got the hint, we weren't idiots when we were kids.
Yeah, the PC.
Cause, like, they'll show Tom and, like, Jerry cut Tom up with, like, a butcher's blade, and then, like, he walks away in pieces, and then they show him later he explodes.
And, that's, like, the Itchy and Scratchy. Like, that was it was, like, ultra violent. That was the Simpsons satire of, like, the Tom and Jerry.
Those were great fucking cartoons. Yeah. Both of those two. Itchy and Scratchy should be its own fucking show as well.
I think at least like a web series or something, just like release some full episodes of it, and it's just like ridiculous, like shooting them like to the moon or something, just watching them explode.
Itchy and Scratchy made me smile because that's exactly what I got from it. Because I kind of grew up watching some of those the freaking Tom and Jerry's and stuff like that.
Mhm.
What is it? Merry Melodies, right? What cartoons were they?
That sounds from Merry Melodies. It could be
What was
something similar to that,
The
like the Looney
Bugs Bunny
Tunes,
ones,
like
yeah.
the Looney Tunes and the
Yeah, those were the cool cartoons, you
Yeah.
know. And I think it was because like they were inspired by like the people that were famous at the time, like your Frank Sinatra's, your
Mhm.
people like that. So a lot of them were, like Bugs Bunny was a
Yeah.
real cool cat,
or like the Pepe Le Pew is like
Yeah,
like
a therapist,
uh-oh.
like a taco therapist.
Oh no. But yeah, how long do you think the Simpsons are going to go? Do you think they'll be able to last? Like, I know they just got renewed for 2 more years or 2 more seasons or something like that. I don't remember the story.
Well,
But I mean, they've gone like 27
the thing
seasons
I know
or something.
is all the people that have started it are probably retired by now. Everybody who's in it is probably wants it to keep going because they want to keep making money off of something like this. But I think that all the people who originally started doing it are probably no longer associated with it anymore. But I honestly think they should stop, but I don't see them stopping.
Yeah,
because of the name. You know?
Yeah, like the legacy that it holds and
Mhm.
stuff. When it does, if it ever does, I'm sure it will at some point maybe like get canceled or stop, not renewed. Just for whatever reason, like just lack of ratings or whatever it is. But I think it's definitely gonna be sad. I think that's like
Yeah.
27 years. It's been on my whole life essentially.
Yeah.
Like I've not been alive where there's no Simpsons.
That
So
is crazy.
so the Simpsons, that show is older
Taco,
than me.
he's known as Izzy, all of them.
Yeah, that's the
Never
so-
lived without the Simpsons.
Yeah, we've never been in a world without the Simpsons. So
Wow.
that's kind of crazy. So we'll see what it is without him. I'm sure it's not going to be much of a different. I'm sure they're not going to kill off all of the characters that he's done. They'll just get different voice actors to do it. Might be some variations in the sounds, but we'll see.
It happens all the time.
Yeah, exactly. And last but not least, at least for the first part of this episode, Supergirl. A trailer was released for the new Supergirl TV show, live-action TV show.
Who's going to be Supergirl?
It's Melissa Benoist or something like that, or Benoist. I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's showing her origin. So you see at least the trailer shows some Krypton, some scenes on Krypton where they shoot her off. She's Superman's cousin or whatever it is.
She's what?
Superman's cousin, right?
Oh.
Isn't that Supergirl?
I
Kara?
said she's banging Superman's cousin.
Ooh. They went way off
She's
script on
what?
this. But they show that, and they show her in this new city. It's not Metropolis. It's like a capital city or something like that. And she's like a assistant and stuff like that. So it just shows her origin, and then it shows her trying on different suits
This
or
blonde chick?
uniforms. Yeah, Melissa something.
Oh, she's cute.
Yeah. No, I mean,
You
it's
could have picked the worst one. Look at this one over here. That's awful.
oh yeah, that looks like just like a
Somebody
Halloween,
in a costume.
Halloween store costume. But yeah, so we'll see. I think it looks like a lot of the other ones, like the Flash and the Arrow and things like that. That like the special effects are good, but they're not awesome. Like you can tell, like when she's like flying and landing, you can kind of like pick up kind of the point where like it turns into an actual person and not just CGI person. So
Yeah, you can't just
Like-
do CGI like that all
yeah,
the time.
it's not and the thing is they do like 30 episodes a season or whatever, so the CGI budget can't be that huge, so you can't get like Avengers style.
That's who they should have gotten for Supergirl.
Megan Fox. Yeah. Speaking of Megan Fox, we'll talk about that in a bit, but yeah, so I don't know. We'll see how it is. It's just the first trailer. We'll see how the show is. I'm sure I'll watch it, and I'm sure it won't be that good, but we'll see. But
I hope it's all right. I want to check it out at least.
let's take a quick break and jump back with some more stories and maybe a special guest. We'll see. We'll see how that works out. But stay with us. And we're back. So we were just talking about Supergirl, and you pulled up a picture of Megan Fox. And that kind of is a good segue into one of the bigger entertainment news stories that have come up. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Did you end up seeing the other one, the original one? You still
haven't seen the first one.
Still have not seen that one. That's you should see it. I don't know if I didn't like it. I didn't like it that good. But they're doing a sequel to it. So I don't know. So I'll probably watch it like I do all the other movies. But big news, Bebop was cast. The guy's name is Gary Anthony Williams. He was in the new Whose Lines Is It Anyway? Like that's yeah. And
I didn't even know they still had that show.
Yeah, they redid it with.
I thought it was still all reruns.
No,
back in the day.
He's saying help on a paper for what?
No, what?
I don't know. But so Bebop is cool. Bebop and Rocksteady.
Bebop and Rocksteady are my two favorite Ninja Turtle villains.
Yeah, so since they're doing Bebop, I'm sure Rocksteady is going to be.
They're going to be casting. They have to have them both.
Oh no,
man.
I think they will. But so we'll be on the lookout for that casting decision. We'll see.
Who do you think would be a good Rocksteady?
He's a
rhino.
A rhino. I don't know. It's going to be CGI, so it's just really the voice.
You think so?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I guess so. Like the turtles themselves?
Yeah, the turtles were CGI, so I think it's...
So you think what?
So it's just going to be a voice, but so I don't know. We'll see. I'm sure whoever they do, maybe Harry Shearer, because he just... I am not kidnapping him. I have not kidnapped him. He's here on his own free will. Stay tuned for the video whenever this video comes out.
Kidnapping video.
But yeah, so we'll see. I think it's going to be okay.
I like those two. Bebop and Rocksteady were always my favorite. I had the toys. I had the
and
T-shirts.
I think this one hopefully will be better because hopefully the filmmakers listen to all the criticism of the first one and they kind of go that.
Who were the villains in the first one?
Just Shredder.
Just Shredder?
Shredder. Yeah, pretty much just Shredder. So they're bringing some more villains. They're getting Casey Jones in there.
Casey Jones is another
Casey
good
Jones
character.
is good. So I think it's at least bringing some characters that I like. So that's going to be interesting seeing. So I'm excited for that. But yeah, so
I need to see the first one, man.
yeah, or I'll see if I can get it to you. I think I have it. So.
Yes, if you have it, pass it over.
Okay, I will. But yeah, that's it for my stuff.
See that.
We're gonna do an introduction of our first of a segment. First time doing a new segment. I don't know if we've got a complete title on it yet.
We're working on the title.
We're working on the title.
The working title is awful movie segment.
Yeah, CrapFlix. I don't know.
CrapFlix for now.
We'll see what it is. But essentially, Patrick has a lot of time on his hands, and he watches some terrible movies. So.
I don't have a lot of time on my hands. The one thing I enjoy about Netflix is that when I do have time, I can start and watch a movie, and I can pick it back up when I do have time.
I don't know how you do this.
So I can watch movies a part at a time.
Okay,
I try not to
true.
watch more than 45 minutes at a time. I try not to watch less than like 15 minutes so that I don't forget, what parts I'm on.
Okay, yeah.
And then sometimes I'll go and rewind it a little bit and pick up where I left off. But I have this it's one of the things that I do when I have spare time. I just pick up some random movie I find on Netflix,
Mm-hmm.
and usually it's 3 stars or under. 6 stars I think is the max there, and I think 5 stars is really enjoy it.
Yeah,
4 is
I'm not
enjoyed
sure.
it.
It's something like that.
And 3 down is once it gets 1.5 stars, these movies are frill
I
and terrible.
cannot do that. I don't know how. I don't have that
No.
that part of my brain. I guess I can't
Well,
subject myself to it.
There are movies that even I have had to turn off that I couldn't make it through. This is honorable mentions here. I want to mention a couple of them so that people do not waste their time with these. Because I'm all into it. Like I said, I think we talked about the Wolf Cop movie.
Wolf Cop. Yeah.
That was one of my favorite B movies of all
It's
time.
it's
so bad it's cool. Dude.
It's but yeah, we kind of know some backstory on that. So I've heard of that movie before.
All right, let me see. The first movie that you guys do not want to waste your time on is called Whoop, so that's one I gotta see soon.
And these are all in your queue.
Yeah. These are. I think they should still be on my list. I don't think I've taken them off yet. Oh, the next one up on my to-watch list is, I think I've told you guys this before, Bring Me the Head of the Machine Gun Woman.
Jeez.
That's going to be the
Whenever
next one.
you get movies that are like ridiculously like long titles, you got to be wary of them. Or I am wary
This
of
one,
them.
I'm going to read you all the little excerpt. The picture, the photo of this girl is outstanding. It's 2 1/4 star.
Oh, no.
2 1/4 of a star. It's 2012, and it's about an hour and a half. In a small town, a sexy mercenary known as the Machine Gun Woman runs afoul of the mob, which puts out a $1 million bounty on her head.
I guess that is why those movies do as well as they do, because they can cast women like that, and it's just.
This one was the worst.
Oh no,
the worst. I started to watch it.
What is it?
I could not watch it. I'm going to try to go and finish it. It's called Alien Uprising.
Oh.
One night, it's 1 1/4 star.
Oh,
One night, 5 friends are out drinking. The next, they're struggling to survive in a landscape controlled by alien invaders in this sci-fi chiller.
Oh, gosh. 1 1/4 star. So you can expect terrible acting. You can expect bad CGI, weird, dumb plot.
On the plus side, Tucker and Dale versus the Evil is awesome.
I've heard good things about that. I've not seen it, but I've heard good things about that.
On the downside, not so hot, is Stakeland.
Stakeland, yeah.
Wooden stakes. Instead of a zombie apocalypse, it's a vampire apocalypse.
Okay.
Everybody becomes vampires. There's this one guy who's like a hunter, and he's not really a hunter of them. He just kills them as they hunt him. He's like going across. He's trying to get to Canada because there's supposed to be like a new Eden there. Mm-hmm. So he saves this boy, takes this boy, teaches him how to fight.
A new what?
New Eden is what they call it.
Oh, Eden. Okay,
like
a paradise. Yeah. Like where there aren't vampires.
Yeah. So the end of the movie is lame. It totally blows. It's like, dude, you could totally see it coming, and then it just stops. So it's just a stupid
bad acting, bad CG, bad makeup and stuff.
You saw the movie Parallels, right?
I did see Parallels. I liked Parallels.
Think of that one?
I liked it. Wait, Parallels was the one where the building? Yeah, building. I liked it. I would like to see it as like a show. I'd like to see more episodes of it. I could see why it could be not so good, like depending on what kind of worlds it is. Like essentially it's like parallel universes, and they can travel between them, and they're trying to get back to their own or find their dad, whatever the story is. Mm-hmm. So there's room for them to make some interesting worlds out there, like worlds where maybe like there's no females or there's no men or something like that, like things like that, or everything's blue or whatever the world is.
Weird. It was pretty weird.
So it could be like that, but like Sliders, you were talking about Sliders.
Yeah,
it's
kind of reminds me of
Sliders. Like updated Sliders, but I don't know. It's got a cool story, things that the movie didn't really get into, so it left some things open.
A couple more bad ones before I talk about the one that I wanted to. The one that I stopped watching is probably about 15 minutes into. It's called The Pirates, and they're like Chinese pirates, and it's just a weird movie. It's just a weird, and it's in subtitles, so it kind of draws away from watching the action when you have to read. So it's kind of like it's not. It just makes me kind of upset. The Fourth Kind, me and Izzy watched that about aliens.
The Fourth Kind, I think
weird movie. That's just weird. You guys got to check it out. It'll make you think twice about moving to Nome, Alaska, anytime soon.
Okay, I think I've heard of that movie, but I don't watch.
And the winner for this week's bad movie podcast segment here is called The Mule.
The Mule.
Yeah.
No.
Let me.
I heard the story of this.
Let me read you the synopsis or whatever this thing is here about it.
The summary.
So you guys can learn a little bit about the mule. Let's go over here. Whoops, nope, not that one. Here we go. This one was made in 2014. Surprisingly, it has 4 stars. Wow. So this is probably like the best rated movie that I've seen in a little while. It says, recruited to smuggle drugs by swallowing condoms full of heroin, a man is detained at customs and arrested, hoping his stomach can outlast the police. So this guy, he's part of this soccer team in Australia. It's an Australian kind of movie. They vote him as the man of the year. He gets an award, and he's just kind of like this normal, regular, everyday dude. So captain of the team becomes his friend and talks him into going to Thailand with him on a trip. This one guy who owns the team kind of dude, he's kind of like a mobster, finances it, sends these guys over there, and they're supposed to smuggle drugs back from Thailand, heroin to Australia from Thailand. So the guy gets a kilo of this stuff from this like dude who's like a female, but he's a man but dresses like a woman. Gets a kilo of heroin from them. His buddy puts it all into a bunch of like 20 bags of 20 rubbers of cocaine of heroin, dips them in honey and makes him swallows them. Helps him, pushes them into his mouth and gets him to swallow. So this dude swallows 20 condoms full of cocaine, of heroin, not cocaine. So they get back over, and the guys are they're really suspicious of him. He's sweating and stuff. So they take him over, they search him, and nothing. And they try to give him a cavity search, and it's like nothing. So the guys are like, well, we're going to have to keep you here. So they arrest him. They stick him to a hotel, and hotel house, a room arrest him. Can't leave there until he craps twice. So he's not crapping because he's got the heroin in it. So after 7 days, they get an extension from a judge to 10 days. So after that, they get an extra extension. Gosh. So during this time, he craps the bed, wakes up in the middle of the night, crap the bed, finds these heroin things on his bed, and starts to re-swallow them while the cop that's in the room there is asleep. So he does all that. With one of them, though, he saves one out, puts some of it into the guy's drink, and then, goes back and the guy falls asleep. He hides all the heroin. This is where it gets kind of weird. He hides all this heroin in the bathroom of the hotel that they're at, I guess, even though they have like all these contraptions everywhere to keep him from getting rid of this stuff. And then he pulls out a coin and then stashes all of the drugs in the old TV that's in the room. And he's a TV repairman, so when he leaves the room, he takes the TV with him, and they show him standing outside the repair shop he works at, staring at a TV. And let's say it just ends like that.
It just ends like that.
So it's like
spoilers, retroactive spoilers.
After they kill his father, they stab his mom. His best friend dies.
The drug people.
Yeah, the drug people are killing all his family, dude. Just because they're trying to find him, and they think that he reported it to the cops, but he didn't.
But he was just getting detained.
So he has all his drugs now, and like okay,
no family.
No family. Yeah. Old awful movie, even though 4 stars. I've never wanted to take a dump through a whole movie like I did with this one. It was just like I felt my stomach bubbling like at certain parts because he's just laying there in bed like
and you know that feeling like you're driving home. It's like oh god, that's terrible.
Dude. And then he had to hold it like 13 days.
Oh, jeez. Okay, well so that's a new segment. We'll it may not be weekly, but it maybe.
Whenever I see a horrible movie, I'll bring it up.
Just bring it up. We'll think of titles and things like that. But that's pretty much it we got for this episode. Anything else? I guess there's some things we're going to be doing in the future. We're still working on them. Maybe some live events, some special bonus podcasts. Maybe we'll see how it is. But to stay up to date on that, make sure to follow us on Twitter,
Facebook, YouTube.
Yeah, follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Check out thinkingoutsidethepod.com. Periodically, we'll have things up there. All of our links for sure to all of our social media sites. So do that. But so new things happening. But
did you say nude things happening?
Nude things happening. So be on the lookout. Nude things happening. But until then. Like always, every Monday is going to be a new episode. So just be ready for those when we get them posted. So
stay ready.
iTunes, anywhere podcasts are found. Tell your friends. But that's episode 64 of Thinking Outside the Pod.
Peace.